Once a template is loaded, the first thing you're going to need to do is give it a title. So describe what kind of a project you're working on so you're giving it a good title and you can find it again. And you're going to click OK. Now along the left hand side you're going to see all of the different elements that can be added to a document that you've created. And so things that you'll see on here, if you want to add another page, you can add a scrolling area, which means that as you add it onto the screen, someone can actually scroll up and down in one little section. Again, good for an online interactive publication, but not so good if you're doing print. This is how you would add a text box, adding an image gallery, which is another cool interactive feature. Instead of having one picture on your screen, it will actually scroll through pictures like a gallery, and again that can be pretty fun for someone to watch. You can also add a video on here that has been through YouTube, and then you can add shapes, and you can also incorporate through your Google Drive, which is why you connected it to your Google account. So if you have items in a Google Drive, like your word processing that you've done in there, you can add it directly from there. These are the thumbnails of all the pages from the template. And as we already said, you can add new pages, but you can also select a page, and if you don't want the page, so for example I'm going to look at this one and it's just got a big picture with a title and a little bit of writing. If I wasn't crazy about that, I could go up to page and I could delete that page. But notice I could also duplicate the page. If I really liked it and I wanted more of them, I could get more of them as well. So I'm actually going to delete this page out of here because I didn't really want that one. It doesn't have enough writing on there for me. Then from the opposite side, you're going to see things about the specific item that you're working on. So if you're on a page itself, it's going to have information about the whole page. So that's everything from, is it portrait to landscape, headers and footers, margins, backgrounds, all of those kinds of things. If you select a specific item on your page, so if I select this text box, then this screen on the right is going to change to fit what you're working on. So now I can make all these different changes to my text box, whether that be alignment lists, the spacing, tabs and indents, horizontal rules. Warp is like if you used to do word art in the Microsoft Word program, that's what that is. And then you can also look at styles that are there. So you could fill the background, put a border around it, shadows, those kinds of things. The layout, so if you wanted to rotate the text box at all, you could do that. Could kind of make a mess if you wanted to. And then from there, Command Z, by the way, still does undo on here as well. And then if you wanted to go back again to the whole page and change the way that page looks, you could hit the Page tab over here. If you select an image on your screen, then you have choices here. The fill, that maybe you wanted this obviously with an image, but you can actually change it so that it fills with a color, those kinds of things. You could add a border and a shadow on there as well. Same thing with your layout, you can rotate it and resize it, allow text wrapping, all of those kinds of things on there. And again, you could look at the page itself as well. So again, this side changes as to what you're working on. And then on the bottom of the screen, this is your layout mode that you're in as far as working on it. This is an interactivity part of it where you can add some links onto it. And comment is if somebody was collaborating with you. This is how you could add comments to it. And then preview is what you can get a sneak peek at what it looks like before you actually share it with others. Now, sharing up here in the right hand corner is like the blue share button in a Google Doc, and that you would share this with other people, invite them to the document with their email that they have. And publish is when you're done with it, you're going to publish it so that it can be viewed by other people. So to start with, if I were going to add text into this, I'm going to select my text box and notice that it changes to text over here as well. Now what a publishing kind of program is different than a regular word processing program in that it's not specifically designed for people to type huge amounts of text in here. It's more designed for a layout and more of the graphic arts side of it. So you can certainly type in here. So if I select the text in this particular text box, then I could type right in here and it would erase all of this information. However, if I've already typed the actual text itself in another location, like say in a word processing document or something like that, it's more efficient to just copy and paste that right in. So I have a 2-page document here, and I'm going to select all of the body of the text in this 2-page document, and I'm going to copy it. Now obviously this is 2 pages of text, and so this is not going to fit in this one little text box that I have here, but I'm going to show you how to make that work. So I'm going to use Command V and paste that in to this particular document that we have here. So now I have part of my document in here, and if I wanted this to continue on to my next page, so I have another text box here, I could certainly do that, and the trick to that is linking those. And on the corner of the text box there's this little triangle in the bottom corner of the text box, and when you select that, it says to overflow text into another text box, click the box where you would like the text to overflow. And then you notice that it's giving me this line. So I'm going to scroll down, and this line follows me, and I'm going to click, and notice this blue box comes around here. I'm going to click on this, and it's going to carry my text from this column all the way over into this column. Now I know this was the end of mine, but if I wanted to, I could link this one now onto the next page. So if I had several pages of document, I could keep linking them. Now, if you notice, this particular template that I'm looking at doesn't have a lot of text on it. If I look at the thumbnails over here, sometimes there's only a paragraph of text. Some pages have a little bit more. So if you have a lot of text that you want to fit in, you could certainly be choosing something that allows more text and then be duplicating that page. So you don't have 50 pages of your magazine because your story was long. And keep in mind that once you have a text box on a page, that you can adjust the size of it as well. If I wanted this text box to fill the whole page like a magazine does often do, then you can just resize that particular text box and you can fill it so that there's 2 columns of text on this whole page. Right? Now this one has some sample text in there that I would want to get rid of. And then obviously you could fit more text in if you allowed larger text boxes on your page. And the same with this one. You could even expand this one so it went across the page as well. You can resize your text boxes. Now the next part of this would be working with your images. So there are images in the templates already, and so that you can make changes to those. Obviously you want to put your own pictures in there, and the quick way to do that is to double click on that particular image, and then that's going to allow you to upload your own pictures, and so you could certainly find your pictures from there. Now something kind of cool too, because this is connected with Google, you can actually pull pictures from Facebook. However, at school it's blocked, so you'd have a difficult time getting this, but you could do this at home from your Dropbox or a Google search as well. And so if I click on the Google search, I want to make sure that I'm down here in my search box, and then obviously it popped to the top now, and then I could find a picture from there. When you're thinking about pictures that you want to put into your template that you have, think about what the original picture looked like. So this was a very vertical picture, so I'd want to make sure, maybe this isn't going to work so well because half of the ship will probably be cut off in that particular case. So make sure that you're choosing a picture that fits. And I'm going to choose this particular one, so just as an example so you can see the change here. And then as I select that, So when it brings those in, it's going to put them in the center box that you have here, and each time you now go to this image manager, it's going to show you all the pictures that you have selected from here. So I'm going to do this and select this one to add it in, and then you notice that the picture comes in over here. Now from here, if I again want to change this picture at all, again I have it selected, I can come over here and I can add a border. Opacity means that you are going to lighten or make the picture kind of see-through. So this would be something you'd want to do if your text was going to go over the top of it. You'd want to make this picture more opaque so that you could view the words more easily, because it's very frustrating to have text that you can't read very well. Again, you can rotate the picture, do text wrapping, all of those different kinds of things on there as well. If you needed to change the image more, underneath this fill part where I did the drop down triangle so you could actually see what's underneath fill, you can actually hit change image here, which is the same as double clicking to upload an image, but there's this edit mask, and the edit mask allows you to, this is the same as in Pages, it allows you to show what's in here, and you can crop it and you can adjust what you actually see. And so once you've rearranged what's showing in here, it says that you can just press enter to accept that into your document. And then the FX button, kind of a abbreviation for fix on here, allows you to change maybe a picture is dark, or maybe you wanted a picture to be a black and white picture, so you could change that. Again, change the contrast or brightness. All of those things you can adjust in the FX button for this part of it.